Taking My Time, But I Don't Know Where. Written by cosmicocean on AO3. Read by Alextris. Chapter 28. Buck. Barnes opens his eyes groggily, and for a second he's back in France in the 40s. Yeah, he asks Steve. We're almost there. Barnes sits up. Okay, how long was I out? 4 hours. Okay, how was the kid? I'm good, Peter mumbles. Would love to sleep. You got a concussion, kid. Actually, Stark says, the way we structured the painkillers, he should be good to go. Barnes tries not to hold Howard Stark's shitty flying car against him. Okay. He looks at Peter. Get some sleep, kid. Peter closes his eyes. Awesome. Steve helps Barnes to his feet, and he stretches as they touch down. Banner and Stark wheel Peter out, and Barnes silently follows them, along with the rest of the Avengers. Sergeant Barnes, Jarvis says crisply when they enter. Barnes tries not to jump. May Parker is waiting in the lobby. Right. Barnes looks to Stark. Send her to the med bay, Jarvis. Stark instructs. Red October, you can meet her outside the elevator. That way, Steve adds, gesturing. Okay, thanks. There's a few chairs by the elevator, and Barnes sits in one until the door opens, standing as May rushes in, holding a duffel bag. Hey, he says. Is he, what's? 3 broken ribs and a concussion. He's asleep, they're working on him in the med bay. May swallows. Did you kill the guy who did this to him? Yeah, I did. Good. May sits heavily on the chair, shaking slightly, dropping the duffel bag next to her. Good. Barnes crouches in front of her. May, breathe. Yeah. They're quiet for a moment. Barnes reaches out and takes her hand, squeezing them. He's good, Barnes says quietly. He's gonna be fine. May closes her eyes. Thank you for getting him out of there. He got out on his own. You got him home. May squeezes his hands back. Thank you for getting him home. Yeah, of course. They lapse into silence again. Happy birthday. Is it? Barnes blinks. Is it April 9th? She smiles. It is. Oh, huh. Thanks. Peter's gonna be bummed. We were gonna make you a cake. You can make me a cake later. We got you a vinyl player. Barnes smiles. Oh, yeah? Yeah, Peter picked up a Benny Goodman album for you. Don't tell him I told you. I won't. Barnes' smile widens. Wouldn't want him to get all indignant on us. Be hearing about it for weeks. May chokes out a laugh, then another. The next sound she makes, decidedly, is not a laugh. Barnes releases her hands and holds his arms open. May slides off the chair and into his arms, clinging to him a little. It's okay, May, he says quietly. It's okay. I got you. Sorry, she hiccups. Don't apologize. It's fine. Barnes, I was so fucking scared. I know. Me too. He squeezes her a little, running his hand through her hair. Listen, we laid waste to that place, all right? Steve's got in touch with the Swiss government, and they're cleaning up the vestiges. They know the kid's under the protection of the Avengers now. They're not going to tangle with him again. It's going to be fine. He's going to be okay. I know. Sorry. May pulls back a little, and she and Barnes turn to look at Steve, hovering awkwardly. Peter's good to be seen, he tells them, if you want. Right, thanks. Barnes gets to his feet, helping May up. May, this is Steve. Steve, this is Peter's Aunt May. It's nice to meet you, May says, wiping her face with one hand and holding out the other for Steve to shake. Barnes speaks of you, often and well. Glad to hear it. May turns to Barnes. I brought you clothes. Oh, thanks. Barnes looks at Steve's. Can I shower? To your right. Okay, thanks. Barnes rifles through the bag, pulls out his clothes, squeezes May's shoulder, and heads off. May brought him a pair of jeans, the cardigan they got, based off the one the dude wears in The Big Lebowski, and his black tank top with the Ziggy Stardust lightning bolt on it. He ties his hair back loosely as he walks back to the med bay. Peter is unconscious in the medical bay, and May has crawled in next to him, curled into his good side, also asleep, hand on his chest. Barnes tugs off his cardigan and lays it over May like a blanket before pulling up a chair, sitting by the bed. After about 15 minutes, the door opens behind him. Barnes doesn't look up as he pulls a chair up. "Happy birthday," Steve says. "Thanks. I didn't get you nothing." "That's okay." "Is it Barnes now?" "You can call me whatever you want." They're quiet. "What is—" Steve clears his throat. "What is this exactly?" Barnes looks at him. He's changed into a soft blue spec pants and a tight black t-shirt, and he looks good, naturally, the same as always. "What's what?" Steve gestures to Peter and May. "This. This is part of the family I built, I guess. Or the family that built themselves around me. Was a little grudging at first." "Uh-huh. And May is May. But she's kinda Bex, too." "Oh." Steve relaxes slightly. "Okay." They're quiet again. "It was you following me, wasn't it?" Steve asks. "The guy Nat tackled?" "Yeah, that was me." Yeah, I kinda hoped at first." He sighs. "He coulda just talked to me, you know." "No, I couldn't have. Not yet." "Would you have? Ever?" "Yeah, I would've." What is up with you and Nat exactly?" "When—" Barnes sighs. "Hydra used to pair up with the Red Room sometimes. Years ago we were something. We were something that made it worth it. They found out. Made us pay for it. I forgot all about it for years. Only remembered once I got out. And now you're something different. How long have you been in Queens?" "Came straight back after DC." Steve mulls it over. "Buck," he says finally, "tell me you're not going to drop off the map again, or I think I'll lose my goddamn mind." Barnes looks at Steve in surprise. His gaze is serious, something vulnerable lurking behind those clear blue eyes. "I'll be around," he answers. "I'm not going anywhere without the kid. And I got a phone now. The kid talked me into it. So you can have my number if you want it." Steve just watches him for a few seconds, Barnes trying not to get antsy. Then he smiles slightly. "I'm never going to get used to the phones," he says. "Tell me about it," Barnes agrees fervently. "Little nightmare device in my pocket I can talk to folks with. Our parents didn't have fucking electricity, Steve." Steve throws up his hands. "I know! I keep trying to explain it to him. I say, can you imagine what it's like passing out in the 1940s to the fucking telegram, and you wake up decades later to fucking Twitter?" I refuse to get involved in Twitter. The kid's been trying to talk me into it because he thinks it would be funny. Yeah, Stark's trying to do the same thing to me. Tell him where to shove the phone. I can't do that to the kid because he's a kid, but you can absolutely do that to Stark. Steve gives him a grin, that grin, the one that changes his whole face, the one that takes Barnes' breath away. I keep asking him where the flying cars are. You shouldn't be asking him. His dad made shit cars. Steve laughs. Barnes grins, folding his arms. "You look good," Steve blurts out, before reddening. "I mean, this," he gestures up and down. Barnes. "This looks good." "Oh." Barnes looks down. "Thanks. Should have seen me when I first started hanging out with the kid. Looked like a serial killer." "Yeah, you got serial killer vibes." Barnes just laughs. "Wow." "Just saying." "Can't both look good and have serial killer vibes, Steve." "Sure you can. Lots of weirdos out there." And you're one of 'em, huh? Steve visibly struggles before going a little pinker. Shut up! Barnes grins, looking at the kid and May. Missed you, punk, he says softly, still smiling. Yeah, Steve agrees, sounding just as content as Barnes feels. Missed you too, jerk.